What's up, guys? It's another casted game of ZeroSpace with me, your host, Frank Sriracha Jr. In the upper left, we've got FatalExit in the pink, playing as the GvL. Looks like we've already got a nourishing pod on the way out. A couple of seedlings, and looks like we're going for some early mercs here. Torque and Mondar, or maybe those are the heroes. Those must be the heroes. As well as Knight ZOG playing as the Legion. And they're both going to come over here and try and contest this center map. What was that? What was that little axe thing that he threw out, though? That was kind of cool. Okay, so... Oh, that was one of them that did it. Okay, so they're both going to play Ring Around the Rosie as it comes out. But you know what? As I'm looking at this match, I'm noticing something. It looks like the window here, these little like outlined boxes don't match up with like the black box that's behind them. So the upgrades looks like it should be matching up with the little black box behind it. Looks a little odd, I would say. But yeah, something to fix for later, I think. Alright, back to the game. Looks like our Legion player has 2 racks that are very far forward. Up on the high ground, they've got their free Corsair mercs. And over here on the GvL side of the map, we've got the Young Canopy. I really wish I knew a lot more about the GvL. They seem pretty interesting, but I will say a lot of their stuff is a bit visually similar to one another. I didn't want to call it like the buffet of SC2 roaches, because I mean some of the units do look really cool, and I will say that their main. Yeah, their Bloomwell attacker, or whatever you call their town hall structure, looks really cool. I really like the way that looks. Okay, maybe the Brood Room. Yeah, I think the Brood Room is their version of the barracks. We've already got a couple of gatherers out here getting the that flux, but we've also got a bunch of thralls that are going to come over here and capture this center tower. But not without it turning into a bit of an issue here for our GvL heroes. Now we've got 2 of them. Galavax is also going to show up, and he's also going to get hit. So it goes out, and then it doesn't Captain America back to the person that threw it. It goes back to the other person. That's cool. Okay, that's a cool idea for a hero. Alright, looks like it's back in control of the... or I should not back in control, but it is in control for Knight Z. We do already have a talent out here. Actually, now for both of them. We have Mycelial Reach, plus 30% Nourishing Pod and Cultivator Vision and Biomass Range, and minus 50% Cultivator Cost. War Experience, getting experience by destroying enemy units is pretty good. Being able to gain experience in combat is nice as long as you stay in combat. That means that he's going to be rewarded for being aggressive, as long as he's actually killing stuff. Second talent comes out here. Okay, 50% faster building construction for the GvL. I love the way these buildings look. I love it. But if you ask me, if you said, Frank, we're going to hold a gun to your head and you have to tell us what this pulsating, throbbing biomass does for the GvL, I would not be on this world for much longer. I cannot tell you what those things do precisely. Now, the way that the town halls look fantastic. I love the way these look. Got a couple of harvesters down here getting flux for our Legion player. And the Thrall party plus, what have we got here? Some Corsair snipers. Yeah, making an issue of all these gatherers, which will gather no more. Couple more nourishing pods coming on out. These are the legally not creep tumors for the GvL. And we've got, what is this here? A Lasher. Lasher looks like a lightly armored unit. We've got the Bash brothers, Mondar and Torque. Torque and Mondar. That sounds like a Nickelodeon show that I would absolutely watch. Lashers do bonus to medium. Yeah, plus 50% to medium. But do we have... No, these are all lightly armored, right? So it doesn't matter. I mean, they don't have all that much health anyway to begin with, so dealing all that bonus damage doesn't matter too much. But Galavax being able to throw down a spear to slow down the unit speed of one of the units is nice, but... Oh! Tried to box him in. Doesn't work. Those sandbags come down a bit too late. Oh, but he is able to... Okay, so this is something else that's a little bit different. Nice recall there. In StarCraft, you'd be able to body block that hero from getting out, but it looks like that hero was able to push some of the units out of his way, and is gonna turn around and break down these sandbags. Okay, so those sandbags belong to Legion, not to the GvL. Using that as an escape was actually pretty slick, and using that to isolate one of the heroes was pretty cool. Too bad it didn't pay off, but we do see a lot of these. What is it? Lasher? Yeah, there's a Lasher, and I think there's Thresher is also the name of a different unit. Here we go. If we want expert level analysis, we have to throw on the analysis glasses. Here we go. Now you know it's a professional production. Okay, so they're all gonna... Oh, we've got a second hero out. It's Galavax and Darth Maul looking... The Inquisitress, excuse me. Hadn't had a chance to play with her yet. Okay, this question mark talent is efficient upgrades, which is good because the Legion can't upgrade their heroes, so that they don't get new abilities necessarily, but they do get their upgrades do change. And I'm getting info here from the chat telling me that the sandbags are Free Corsair's faction ability, which is very cool. I think that's very unique. One of my favorite parts of ZeroSpace is that the how the mercs can make every game very unique. It's not just the the 6 matchups of, you know, in any game that has 3 factions, there are 6 matchups. It's 3 factorial, so 3 times 2 times 1 unique matchups that you can have. But anyway, those mercs add just like another dimension to it. So you still have the core tech and the core units that you stick with, but they add a little bit of a twist, so that, you know, maybe there are things that synergize better with your army, and maybe there aren't, or maybe maybe at the higher levels, like if you know the other player. Oh, do we have a bit of a scuffle here? Yes, we do. We have a couple of Harbingers taking on some Thralls, and it looks like Knight's OG is Thrall maxing. He's got quite a few Thralls. Throwing down some sandbags, does manage to isolate a single Lasher. Yeah, they are Lashers. Again, they're gonna throw the Thor hammer out there and bring it right back. We've got hammer and rifle. Here they are. Oh, I love how close you can get into these fights. All right, that's a little bit too close. Oh, Darth Maul coming on in, trying to attack. All the Thralls go purple. I'm not exactly sure what that means. There's nothing telling me what the buffs and debuffs are. Oh no! But it looks like yeah, Darth Maul got taken out. Galavax is still in the field, but the Lashers are getting in close. How much HP does Galavax have still? Not that much. Down goes Galavax. Whoa! Valkaru Beast seems to drop out of nowhere, but say hello to my terror tank, aka turret platform, aka let me click on it please. No, it does get nuked down, unfortunately. Terror tanks minus 200, minus 200. And possibly more, depending on how many upgrades you have on it. Again, the terror tanks are such a cool idea that you can, like... It's such a cool idea, in my opinion, that not only is it something that you build on the field like a structure, kind of like how Thors used to be built in the StarCraft 2 beta. You would build them on the field like you would, you know, a barracks or a supply depot. It was like a structure that you could place. But then it turned into a unit. What is this guy? Oh, is this one of those, it's one of those obelisks that just summons in units. That's pretty cool. Alright, again, more Lashers. What's this guy? The Harbinger. Give me stats on these Harbingers. So, okay, so they're anti-heavy armor, and they've got heavy armor themselves. Okay, the more that I'm looking at the UI here for these units, the more I like it. The artwork for the units being kind of off to the side is a little bit... I'm glad that it's there. You know what? Viewers, you can't see it. bring the... Oh, no, 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 no. Let's bring this guy up here. Hey. There we go. Now you guys can see what I'm talking about. So when I click on a unit, here we go, turret platform. Why does it let me select turret platform as a unit? There we go, the Inquisitress. The art's over there. It's kind of out of the way. It's not taking up too much UI space, real estate. It's a little out of the way, so maybe once like skins start being a thing, it'll be kind of a bummer not being able to see that much of it. But we do see quite the skirmish here. So many GvL are over here up in the main for up in the main of FatalExit. Up in the main of Knights OG, but FatalExit coming on in, doing lots of work with the GvL. Can he get one more barracks down? 9 HP! 9 HP, just finish it off! Oh, going after the terror tank would be a beautiful pickoff. Does get the hero, does get the terror tank. Man! Doing work. Oh, and I think that might have been it. That might have been GG. Yeah, I think Knights understands that there's no terror tank there, there's no more army. That'll be the end of the match. GG's. Good job, FatalExit. And that'll be it for this replayed cast game of ZeroSpace.